Okay, we are recording. So what I want, lesson 12, the chapter is the motivation for performance. The chapter 14 on your book is here. I'm going to show you everything. You can see in the top, motivation, and then I put you this picture because this is a psychological concept. I don't know if you have heard about this before. I think yes, I think you did. But if you have something to say about this, say it. Classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Sorry because the pictures are like that, but I wanted to make a graphic and better understandable. So this classical conditioning is when we have a stimulus. Like in this case, you see the stimulus here of this sound, right? But now you see in the other opposite is the operant condition, and is now it's doing an action. You can see here it's an action that is being performed and is touching this bottom, and now it is getting the same results, right? So at the end, they both want the result. That is, in this case, the food. And you're going to ask yourself, why she's talking about that? She was talking about motivation. But this is an example we can use for what motivates us to obtain certain results. And those tests, if you know about Pavlov, the Russian psychologist that made this experiment with the meat for the dog, all of this, I don't know if you hear about or read about that before in the past, but this is an experiment that was done a long time ago. Somebody wanna say something? Yes, Mojadesa, give me your knowledge.
Yeah, so I think I've studied this classical conditioning where the so at the whistle the dog like is trained in a way where he at every whistle he gets his food. So after two, three times, like the stimulus is presented only after, or like the stimulus is presented and then the food is given to the dog. So that's what it is. Classical conditioning.
Yes. Thank you so much for this explanation. Thank you. So this is kind of a representation of the concept, right? And it works with us. Even those are here animals, but works with us because we respond to certain stimulus. For example, let's put simple thing here. If something is happening right now, let's say we are together in a room and then alarm start to beep and there is a fire, fire, fire. What we're gonna do? We're gonna start to run. We're gonna be a little bit nervous. If we hear a certain sound that is dangerous, we can start run, right? So we react to certain stimulus, like Adesa explained us. And also, I was trying to give you this example when we start, like, for example, if we have in our mind, if I work in this, if I read every morning about this topic, or what about if I put some time to learn about investment and I start to learn and do it, right? And implement these concepts, I can obtain income learning about investments, right? How to manage the money properly, put it in the business that are producing good resource, etc. So again, this is another way. But why we are talking about this? Because those are elements that can motivate us to achieve certain goals or simply to do something, right? To do any kind of results. Let me show you the activity for today. You can take a picture if you want. Let me show you real quick here, preview. So when you click take a test, if you want to take a picture now, I don't know if that helped you, but I'm just giving you this because once you click on take a test, it's going to appear this like that. So it's going to say describe the process by which need motivate workers. We're going to talk about this, the needs. For example, let's say the picture that we saw. We have a need to cover our hungry. We are hungry, right? Most of us are hungry right now, right? So when we are hungry, this element motivate us, this aspect to get and obtain certain resources. I want food, or maybe I want water, maybe I need to have protection for my family, security, safety, home, all of this, right? So those are aspects that motivate us. So that's what we're going to talk about this, how the needs motivate the worker, in your opinion. The needs for having better life, to provide to their families, to obtain food. But people sometimes, like also Sana explained all of that to us. She explained us there are extrinsic aspects, but also intrinsic. What about if I have a need to contribute to the to the children, and I want to help these families in order to so they can have time to work, and I'm taking care of their children or helping them with their children. So another motivation. But remember, if our basic needs are not covered, if I am hungry, if I am homeless, those are things that make us react different. So needs motivate workers. Steps that can organization take to increase the motivational force for high level of performance. So now you will recommend, what do you think an organization can do so the employees can have better performance? They can do better. How they can do it? How they can use the motivation so they can be better employees, what you will do, and that's it. And that's in general the two questions. What I would like to see from you, at least one paragraph for each one. One paragraph, 5 sentences enough. Some of you don't need help on this. You are very driven to the results, and you make your effort, and I can notice in your answers. Yes, and that's all I ask to you. Just give me one paragraph with your opinion, what you think about this, and again, how the business can make it better for their employees. So that's in general. Week 12, we don't have multiple choice today, but I think it's so easy going, it's easy to manage this one. So let me go back real quick again, just to show you some things that, oh, why is not here? Oh, it's not, you know what? I was expecting this part of the book was here because I usually put it there, but it looks like I did not. You have, remember that the book is here that you can download. Principal management book here. So if you click, you can download from there. But I usually have it in the lesson. That's why I'm like asking to myself why I don't have it today. Anyway, what I can do is to go to another lesson. That's something that I usually put everything in the lesson like this. You see, it's always there, but for this lesson it's not. But you can go to the lesson that is in advance, or just download your book and you can have everything. everything. If you go to the dashboard, this is the lesson. You click and you will have it. Okay, so let's keep going real quick so I can show you. Actually, this is something that we can use to explain something that Sana was saying about internal and external. I think we can use this part, but we're gonna see more about this. So let me go. Let me keep going. Well, the motivation. Remember, the motivation are the factors, the elements that give impulse to achieve certain goals or to do something, to do any kind of activity. Here you are seeing on the screen the picture of Tom Brady. Tom Brady, it's a popular football player in this country. If you follow sports, you will know. And it's an example of motivation. Why? Because when he was younger, he had several several challenges with his development in the game, and all of these challenges help him and motivate him to achieve now his goal, and he is very successful in this sport. Just to tell you this. And look at here in the screen. I think it's too tiny for you, but you can see this with me here. Let me see if I can open more. The word motivation, it's the effort that somebody put in to achieve certain goal. In simple words, there are some things that motivates you in your personal life. You will like to share with me motivation elements that you find you have, or things that motivates you, even if they are intrinsic, internal, or external, extrinsic. What do you think you have for yourself? I tell you, in my case, one of me, I tell you, the children always a motivation, especially for the ones that have, but if not, it's okay. You can have a lot of motivation. It doesn't matter. For example, your own development, your desire to achieve new goals, your desire to have better incomes, opportunities. Some of you have business ideas, business projects in your mind that you want to develop. Those are motivations that make you to maybe wake up earlier and work in your dream, or maybe you have motivation to have better health and you wake up early to do your exercise. It depends. Some of you have motivation like that. Tell me. I would like to hear. Even one word is okay. So direction is what you want to achieve, okay? And intensity means how committed, how hard you are committed to work in this effort, okay? What else, people? Tell me what motivates you. What motivates you? I hear a funny story about what motivates me, my bills. Actually, you give me those comments before in other classes. What motivates me? The bills I have to pay to work. So what do you think motivates you? Tell me. Tell me something. One word, it's okay. We will see a lot of theories in motivation. Why? As I always tell you, there is no exact concept on this. Some things are working in certain sectors, and some things works in another sector. For example, let me put you an example, okay? So we are here talking with executives, high-level position. They have a salary $500,000 every year. It's something that happened in the real life. So also they have high-level education. Paying bills is not a problem for them. It's a group of top executives in a certain group of companies, investors. They have investments and they have many houses, of course, investment in different part of the world. What do you think can motivate a person in this position or somebody that is struggling, that is immigrant, that just arrived to the country a couple years ago and is trying to do certain things in a new country, and sometimes having 2, 3 children, husband, wife, all of that, starting from zero, no home because you have to rent. You don't have resources to buy anything, and you have a high level education, but here you find whatever is quick, and you are painting houses. And what motivates this person and the other? Do you think it's the same? Do you think they will receive the same rewards or the same compensation, the same motivation for the things they do? A person that is in the need to cover the basic needs, and another side, a person that have everything covered and so much more. So they have the different motivation levels, different motivation variables, let's say the correct word, right? So here you see the needs. The needs. That's pay attention to this part. If you wanna take a picture of this part, because you know what happened. This help you to your assignment because it's talking about the needs. And one of your questions will be how the needs of the person modify the motivation. That was the question in general. So talking about the needs on the performance, if I am not mistaken in the memory. Okay, so needs it's when what give you the motivation to cover this. Like as I say, if you need to cover your safety, security, home, you are homeless, so you have a need of protection. And some of you know what is that, the pyramid of needs of Maslow. We're going to see this now. And that's something that is in the, you will see there are several, let's say, levels of the needs for the individuals. So when you are in this position that your resources are limited because you just need protection, you will be reacting different. That's in general everything, right? So let's keep going with those are what we are seeing is a list of needs that how the people can react depending those stimulus. If you have something that in your mind that you feel that motivates you, let me know so we can learn from you and adapt the techniques that you have to motivate yourself. For example, maybe you have things that motivates you and you would like to share or say it on the chat. Need for achievement. Doesn't need too much explanation, right? Needs to achieve, to accomplish goals, or to have a purpose, different level. For example, simple like I want to achieve, let's say that I want to have new position in this company, for example, right? So now it's a need for achieving. I want a new position. There are several motivations on that because it's not only the salary, we are talking about the realization of the person commitment going up in their professional life. It's something that can happen. Motive is the source of the motivation. So that's what, if you have something to share about that, something that you find. Some people, for example, ask me a lot, actually today, a lot of times, let's say, but today I remember somebody asked me, what a kind of energy, how you find this motivation, how you find this energy, right? So I think also the need from achievement is something that impulse, that give you the power to you to get up and go for what you are trying to achieve, right? So every time, every day, put in your notes what take you to these goals, what you are doing to get to the goals that you have in your personal life. So your agenda is your friend. I know I always talking about the agenda, and some of you are more technological and like your notes, but don't stop to write. I am saying that over and over because I want one of the person that I sometimes I didn't write my plans. And I realized when I started to write them, it was huge change when I start to put in paper what I want. And I am very fan of the writing, in any, to writing everything, but now I'm more focused into having my goals very clear. And even I print my goals and I put it in my agenda and I look at them because once you use your mindset to put it on paper, the things start changing. My recommendation, do it in your professional life, in your personal life, and then as an administrator, you will get better, more focused, more determined. Need for affiliation. All of us, we are social people. We are social people. We want to call our family in WhatsApp overseas. We want to see how they are. Sometimes, even if we don't do, we think about our friends in our hometown, or here. We are social people, so needs for affiliation. You go to the temple, to the church, and you want to congregate and tell others. Those are part of the needs for affiliation. Needs for power. People that when you want to achieve certain goals, of course, people, it doesn't mean that everybody will be the same. Remember, those are aspects that have been observed in general. Some people will have high level in others, right? But in some cases, you can say, yes, I don't want power in anything, right? But look at yourself carefully. Maybe there are certain things that will amaze you, that you will find useful and to observe you in your life. And as soon as you know yourself, everything will work better for you as an administrator too. Maslow hierarchy of needs. I am sure that you have an idea of this. Let me show you. There is the pyramid is here. Yes, look at this. The famous Maslow hierarchy of needs. So at the end, safety and security, psychological and survival, social, ego and esteem, and self-actualization, realization of you as individual. So as soon as you cover these aspects, your motivation will be different. That's what I was putting you the analogy with the executive and the recent arrived immigrant, right? We will be in different stage in our life. And that's what I always tell you the same. Don't compare yourself because everybody's going through different projects. It's not the same path. Somebody that was born here and somebody that just arrived 3 years, 4 years, 1 year, 6 months ago, like some of you, it's not the same path. If you look somebody in your age in this country or somebody in your age that's still in your hometown, it won't be the same never, because now you started from scratch with nothing. Everything you did in the past, now you have to construct everything again. So that's the challenge. That's the challenge. Okay. More here. This is another analysis about the needs, right? So here the name of this is the Alderfer's theory, but it's based on Maslow contribution. So if you compare and if you study, it's the same presentation, just with different explanation, right? So at the end, the basic needs And then they call it related needs. What that means? The social needs and the grown needs and the top. So it's similar. Some of you have some things that you find you have something that motivates you, or some needs that you find that are challenging you right now. You can tell me if there is something that you want to share, and we can learn from your from your own motivation. Here it's showing pictures of people that like Jamie Dimon. It's a CEO, right? So his motivations, again, as I was we showing the pyramid, completely different than somebody that is in the basic needs. That's what you will like that I want to tell you. Hygienes. You are seeing on the screen this word, hygienes. What is that? Hygienes relate to the work environment. In simple words, are the needs more basic. The basic, for example, to be in a safe place, to have good salary. It's not only about physical things, it's also in your, well, physical, we can say salary, right? So salary, it's another hygiene characteristic. Some things that can motivate some people, but the theory that you will see on this screen is showing you that those aspects don't motivate anybody. Like, for example, to work in a clean space, to have a good salary, they are stating here that doesn't motivate anybody because it have to be like that. You know what I mean? So for some people will be motivation or not. That's what is that. So what kind of other things motivate employees? Like, for example, to obtain training or to have certain benefits, like going to certain dinners, have certain I don't know how the word is not prices, but certain rewards. So that's what it's saying here, that some things like that will motivate better your employees. Okay, but I will tell you that depends the situation of the employees. That's why you are here, and that's why where you come with your intellectual abilities and your knowledge to detect what your people need. Because if your community are workers that work in construction, usually they have families, the strategies that you will use to motivate them will be different for your executive team, your vice president, or your president, etc., etc. So now this is the time when you, as prepared professionals, come to determine what is convenient for your team. That's what Sana was explaining us. Look at this, the extrinsic motivation and the intrinsic motivation, things that are outside of you and inside of you that motivates you. And those are parts that help you with your assignment, with the two questions. Okay, self-determination theory driven to the results as individual. Okay, so that's what we're gonna see a lot of this now. It's gonna be showing that all the time. This is what I was showing in the picture, the operant conditioning theory. So remember, based in the stimulus. The stimulus in the case of the picture was a sound. Moadesa also give us a comment on this too. Comments that you have, tell me what motivates you. Reinforcement.
Money.
Money. That was Cha. Who was talking? Yes, that was Cha. Money motivates.
No, it was not me. It was not me.
Micha, I know Micha, but yeah, it's for the voice. The voice. I was trying. The motivation that I had was to be right in saying that
No,
was
I
the
was just,
voice of Cha.
I was just joking, man. Money is,
It's a
if I,
motivation. Yeah, of course it is.
it is, but like people go crazy behind money. They don't see anything apart from money. So I'm no way like that. I have completely different set of thoughts when it comes to money. Yeah, so what motivates me is a happy life, what I am dreaming about and what I want to have. So, yeah, happiness.
Happiness. Money is a resource. It's a
Yes,
resource that
yes,
helps
yes.
us to get, because how happy you can be if you can send to your family overseas $500,000 so they can, put their house nice in condition they want or whatever they want to do. So yes, you will be so happy if you're helping them. And if you are making a school in any country, let's say I want to make a school in Nigeria, right? So I can help them. Or in my country, in my hometown, I'm gonna help them with something else. So those are things. The money is a resource to help us, to help others, and to, of course, you help yourself because, as we say, we need to cover the basic needs as we keep growing in the in the hierarchy of needs. Now auto-realization or self-realization will be in the top, and that's the purpose, to contribute with the resource we obtain. Everything, every resource, knowledge, finance resources, everything, the health that we can have to help others. Because if I'm not healthy and somebody tell me, oh, I need something, I cannot go anywhere because that's the way it is. I see, Selma. Something that you wanna tell me, Micha. Something else. Some other motivation. You are a motivated person. I always have respect for you because you beat hurricanes. I know I keep saying the same, but for me this is huge. It's huge.
Ma'am, I don't know how to put things in words. Like, there are so many things, like my everyday thing, or even if I see my family, I see a good future of me with my family, and in order to make that right, or in order to live that life, I need to work hard. I need to work smart to make enough, uh, so that everyone in my house can be completely happy or satisfied with whatever they want. So yeah, I think my family is the main source of motivation.
Love it. Love it. I keep with the same, but yes, you say something, and I was drinking this tea. I was not motivated to drink tea with all of you here because some of you are fasting, so I'm trying to respect that you are fasting. But it's almost gone. It's almost done. It's 5:23, so I think it's just couple hours more, right? But yeah, so I was not motivated with the tea. Anyway, everybody's good. No motivation. No more motivation than you will give me stories. Something that motivates you.
I just want to comment something.
Tell me, Mayra.
I thought interesting that you commented about the salary, about the money, because I believe most of the people they work for money, and that's it.
Yeah.
They don't have another goal, like to be better or to get experience or to I don't know, but they work about money, and it's interesting that you talk about that.
Thank you, Mayra. Um, it's because we have been growing. We all of I can say I can generalize. Maybe I won't. It's not good if I generalize, but some of us, we grow with this idea. Uh, for example, people used to say money change people, money is bad, money is this. They say a lot of things. But there are nice people with money and people that is not good without. It doesn't matter. We always will have unethical people with money or no money. Money is, we have to see it with love. It's a resource that helps us to help others and to be better, and because I can get better education, I can give better education, I can buy books. I buy my books. The other day I buy many books that I wanted to read, but if I don't have the resources, I cannot do. I buy the books that I want to use for your courses with these resources I have, right? uh, so that's the way we have to see it, with love and have good relationship with the money, because it's nothing bad or wrong in to be motivated of that. It's like a friend. It's like a friend that help you to develop life and develop the life of others. So there is nothing wrong on that. As soon as we see something, everything exaggerated, like with no other goal, just that, that's when the things get wrong, right? For example, I'll have this tea. If I start to drink tea all day tomorrow, say I have 3 years just drinking tea, maybe my iron will go low, maybe I will have some other condition, I don't know. An example, right? So if I exaggerate something, of course it's gonna get wrong, right? Because if I, for example, food, it's good to eat, right? But if you exaggerate with this, also we can get another problem. So it's all a balance. It's all a balance. See it like without stress, and everything will work. Salman is saying something. I'm always motivated by a vision I've set to be there someday. When I lose or feel weak, I just dream of my vision and like me motivated and energetic. So that's what Salman gave us. Beautiful comment. Thank you so much, Mayra and Micha. Yes, thank you so much. Your vision is what you will communicate to your team too, as a visionary leader, in order to accomplish the goals too. So I'm gonna keep with something I don't want that you forget, because you are my future CEOs, my future business owners, my leaders, and I want that you think on the reinforcement to provide, in simple words, provide, let's say, words. It doesn't matter what, but uh, to provide words that motivates your employees. We're gonna keep looking at this, but look at the official definition. I'm gonna tell it to you here. Occurs when a consequence makes it more likely the response behavior will be repeated in the future. So what we saw with the condition and operant conditioning, right? A reinforcement. So positive reinforcement doesn't need too much explanation. Micha, you did beautiful. You make a great comment. Thank you, Mayra, for your comment. Thank to you, Salman, for writing on the chat. Reinforcement, positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is the opposite.
Ma'am, can I add something to
Tell,
that?
tell me everything.
Okay, so when you asked about the motivation, okay, I started as a not in a serious way, but like when it comes to work, I think my main motivation is that if my supervisor or my superior, when they notice anything that I'm doing good, that I'm doing right, and if they give a good appreciation, not like reward or award, but like a just a good appreciation that hey, you're doing a good job, keep it up, keep doing it, and all that stuff. So I think that motivates anyone a lot to do much and much better. So that's what I think, that for any employee working anywhere, if the boss or if the manager or anyone comes and appreciate your hard work, and particularly in front of the team, my God, that boosts the morale, that boosts the
Yes.
uh, positivity. So yeah, that's what I would think
Thank you.
about motivation.
Thank you so much, Micha. And you have amazing tool, I know, to do that. So if you see this is something that you appreciate, I am sure that it's something you do and will do for your team too. And actually, that's the example, the best example that you are giving for the reinforcement. That's the example. That's the best. Thank you so much. Thank you for making me happy. So what Micha was saying, explaining all of this, so no, we don't have to stay forever. But what you are seeing on the screen, what it says, fixed ratio, variable ratio, I don't like this, but let me explain you. It depends, right? But what you're seeing on the screen is like how often this reinforcement will be provided. And this, what you see on the screen is like techniques to give it, for example, quickly or every certain time or with the schedule, like giving the reinforcement with the schedule. So that's what it's asking you here. What type of reinforcement schedule is best? Maybe the way I see it, it's like more closer, closer approach than to have this all established. But there are certain things that will need to be established. For example, if we have a meeting that is monthly and we will talk about the sales results, of course, that the reinforcement will be given in the same meeting. Oh, with this week, this month, we have these results. Congratulations to Fatima, to Sana, because they made great sales. Moadesa made great sales. Micha, Mayra, Salman, all of you, right? So all of these are, it's going to be like that. But what about if as soon as I can see, like Micha tell us, as I can see good behavior, I can provide even something like touching your employee, in the shoulder. It's something that it's motivational for them because they see you. I always think in this leader that I used to be in this university, I always gonna think on him. Right now, I forgot his name, but if I think a few seconds, I will remember. And he was amazing. I always think on him because he was so good. He had this skill, social skill, so he used to go to the decks to everybody. It was a huge division. It was a lot of people working there. And wow, he always went to our desk in every when there was this they celebrate here the turkey in November, Thanksgiving, so he went to the decks of everybody and say congratulations. That was, for me, I always think on him, amazing leader. He is still being a leader in education. And the group that I was working is called Educ Group, that was located in Puerto Rico, and they have another one here in Florida, a huge school, more than 10,000 students at that time. That was several years ago. But yeah, I always remember him because he was so social. He always go into our decks, and I don't know, the way he performed for me was so special. And so outcomes, what we want to obtain when we make an effort with our motivation. We want outcome. Like you say, for example, you mentioned the example of the money. Those are outcomes that we have. Salman gave us something that about vision. So the outcome that Salman obtained with the vision, that's what we want to talk, right? So when we say equity, you are seeing on the screen that, what is that? So let's say, for example, I have 30 years working in, let's say, Reformed University, and I have 30 years, and I am expert, a dean of administration programs, right? But now, Micha start to work today. And I noticed that Micha is just starting. He's, I can see he's younger person and he's starting in the educational area. But I see that I earn $500,000 a year, and Micha is earning $1 million a year. So I say, wow, why? Micha have higher salary than me and we are doing the same. That's what we call equity. Like depending, in this case, the outcome that I see is not motivating me. Now I feel demotivated. I don't feel happy in my workplace because I don't see equity in equity fair. That is fair. This other person position. That's what that means. So, and what you are seeing here is all of this about perceived under reward in inequity. That means that I am seeing that my outcome is less than, for example, Micha have. That's all the analysis here. So the response, what is our responsibility as managers, right? As a managers, you and me have a huge responsibility to be aware of all of these results, outcome variables involved in the motivation, and how you and me, how we can create or improve or provide the best tools to our team so we can motivate them and obtain the best performance, the best production, and the best happiness, like Shan mentioned, the best happiness, the satisfaction, in better words, the satisfaction or happiness. I like happiness because I remember I work in satisfaction department and the people used to say, you are in the happiness department. So yes, it's about happiness, right? All of these things that you are seeing on the screen are how this theory works and can provide some no motivation to the employees if they don't see the effort they are doing. It have equity and the outcomes they get are not what they are trying to obtain. So something that you have to think. You have a lot of responsibility as managers. No easy at all. And actually, when you are manager, you're going to be a psychology person. You're going to be also in human resource. You will be resolving conflicts. Many things will be on your shoulders when you have positions in a level that you have to deal with teams or maybe with executives, because I have a lot of good vision for you. Like Salman is focused in the vision. I have a great vision to all of you, and I know you will be my CEOs, my managers, my top level executives, my business owners. That's the way I see you right now, today, now, 5:38. That's the way I see you. So the goal theory, talking about this, the goal theory, simple to understand goal, have a goal, a purpose, right? So goals motivates, that's what is wanted to say, that the goals are a source of motivation. That's it. Okay, so for example, if you want to become a high-level pianist, so that goal to be a good, to play piano, of course, will make you wake up every day to practice piano. Okay, in simple way to say that, right? To be the president of the company will give you a goal to maybe understand better how the company works, how to have improve your leadership skills, right? Goal commitment, what is that? So even if I have a goal for with all of you, that you are the next CEOs, the next business owners, the next managers, the leaders of all of you, but if you don't have the commitment on that, I can say whatever I want if I don't obtain your commitment, right? Or I can have a great goal and I can tell you everybody here will have an A, but if you are not committed and we are not doing the activity together, or you forget, and now we are in the 15 week and you didn't send me assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your commitment is not with the goal. That's what that means. Okay, in simple words. So that's what you see here, the goal setting process, how the goals impact in your employees, in all of you, because you are people high level here. Okay, so let's keep going because we are done. We are almost done with everything. Expectancy theory, what is that? Why I expect to obtain, what I expect to have. Like, I'm going to take again Salman, but because the vision, right? I'm going to pick up the vision that Salman mentioned, right? So expectancy. To achieve this vision is the expectancy that we have. For example, talking about, let's talk about the money again. So if my expectancy is to have 100,000 in sales every month, so now this is what motivates me, the expectancy theory, right? The expectancy is to have this result. So as soon as I have this goal, I have to be focused in the effort performance. What is that? Because to have a 100,000 sales, I need to visit at least, for example, 10 customers a week. Okay, so I have to know how much I have to sell to them every time, or I have to have an average of the sales. You know what I mean? So every little effort will take you there. It's something that you can do in your personal life and in your professional life. Put your goals in a small basis, and then you can go from there. Start with something that you think is achievable, because even if it's a high level dream, you can do it, but try to fit in your mind, because if your mind keeps saying, no, it's impossible, no, it's impossible, no, it's impossible, it's not going to happen. So even if the goal is a little high level, put something in your mind that is possible. But dream, you can dream. Yes, you dream, I dream a lot. But yeah, and what I use, my technique is I try to divide the goal in tiny. Like, for example, if I want to sell 1 million in 1 year, I'm gonna divide in all the days I work, and I'm gonna say, okay, I need to sell this amount per day to achieve my 1 million. I did that exercise with you in some course. So, but it's something you can use for your life. Performance outcome expectancy. It's again let's see this. It's the perceived relationship between the performance and the outcomes. Remember when we mentioned in the top the effort, but now we are talking about the performance. So how good we do, because we can do a lot of effort, but how good we are doing this effort. That's why we need to be in this constant evaluation, okay, in your personal, individual, and professional life. Evaluating what I'm doing, it's taking me to the goal, because maybe I'm working hard, but this effort I'm doing is not giving me the results. This is something we have to be, looking all the time. Balance in the screen. You see that? What is that? So in simple words, how useful is for you the results that you obtain, or how important, how much value have for you. For some things I was telling you, for some things, for example, if you don't have kids, it's not going to be a motivation for you. If I offer you as an employer, if I offer you childcare, if I offer you childcare, you don't have children, it's not something that have enough balance, because you don't have children. So I have to be able to provide a motivation or resources for my employees that can fit in their needs. Don't forget this word because you're gonna use it for your assignment. Again, explaining the intrinsic, extrinsic. This is the example that Sana was given to us. Extrinsic, in that order, supervisor, for example, determine whether we receive them, or intrinsic, in that we determine they are received, our sense of achievement. Sana gave us a great explanation on that, and you have an example here. And that's it, This is the relationship between the effort and performance and the results that we obtain, okay? That's all that I need. All of this information that you will see now, it's about the theories, the results they give, because again, anything is proof, like 10% works, some cases, depending the situation. So that's why you will see a lot of theory, this word, you will see a lot of concepts saying research about this or that, because again, we are dealing with people. So that's why some things can be useful in one area or not, okay? But that's it. I'm going to stop here because that's the end. It's just a comment about the research, about the theories, and then what we saw, all of these, we mentioned all of that. So we don't need to cover all of this again, and this is done. If you have something that you would like to share about your motivation, that's the topic is done. But I would like to, I hear some stories, but if you wanna tell me something else, I'm gonna stop recording because, oh, no, before I stop recording, because when I was recording the first time, I caught it. So I'm gonna go real quick to show before everything, just for your information, I'm gonna click on the lesson 12, week 12, sorry. And this is the assignment for this week. Just complete the activity. And I'm gonna hit preview again. And again, describe the process by which needs motivate worker. I think now you have a little bit more idea, I hope, how needs motivate workers. Remember, we can talk about the basic needs that we say: protection, safety, food. We mentioned also the auto-realization. Remember when Salman gave us the vision? So it's going up. So all of these needs about realization, auto self-realization, those are needs. And then what steps can organization take to increase the motivation to obtain performance? That's it. What do you think that organization have to do? You, as experts, managers, and smart people that think a lot, you can tell me what you will do to increase the performance with the motivation. And that's it. If somebody want to say something, I'm going to stop recording because we don't need to record more. Micha, want to say something or not? I'm going to stop.
Sorry, man.
Nothing else. Nothing for me. We are done. I'm going to stop the lesson, the recording for this lesson.